Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to. Happy birthday. Well, it's been a year and here I am. All this cake and. Oh, wait, listener. Have you popped by to celebrate with me? The 1 year anniversary of the Off the Rails podcast. Yes, May the 4th be with you too. No, I haven't been crying. What are you even? Anyway, yes, Organauts, we turn 1 year old today, so I thought I should mark this milestone with some bonus content. And what better way to celebrate than with a clip show, eh? We all love those, right? And it saves me the job of creating anything new. Only, I don't actually like clip shows, so we won't be doing that at all. No, listeners, this is going to be fresh new content reaching your ears today, so grab a party hat and come on through. We'll be playing Pin the Donkey on the Tail at 3, so if you've got conjunctivitis, I'll have to find a separate blindfold for you. Do you want to hear the worst ever Sonic joke I just thought of? There was a thief going round Planet Mobius recently, and poor old Scratch, of Scratch and Grounder fame, poor old Scratch got stolen. I guess you could say he'd been Robotnik. No, we're not doing jokes anymore. Yes, you were right to boo that, but if you'll take your seats again, we can put that whole sorry business behind us. Though speaking of boo, I heard King Boo from the Mario franchise visited the Pokemon world this week and went on a bit of a tour of sexual discovery, as royals are wont to do, aren't they, Prince? And anyway, the Ghost King was thrilled to introduce his new son and heir, Peekaboo! Ha! Gotcha! Another terrible joke, even though I said we weren't doing them anymore. Though I think we should do something different now, or else this could start to feel like a very long 10 minutes. Working in the industry, as I do, and I'm not making that up, and Danny can shut his mouth saying otherwise, because he's just jealous that I got to go to Legoland one time while he was sat at home with his pick and mix because he got a bad report card from school. Anyway, working in the industry, I get to meet some pretty interesting characters. Just the other day, I was on my way home from a quick kickabout with the Mario Bros. This isn't the story, but I am going to call them out, as I was in a little bit of a huff because they'd been cheating, playing rough and doing stupid elaborate moves around the goal area. I left when they started throwing tortoises at me. You have no idea how much that hurts. It's a pretty rough area we play in anyway, and the pitch is surrounded by an electric fence to deter youths from coming and vandalising it. Anyway, I picked up my ball and decided to go home, and apparently Mario dared Luigi to pee on the fence, and Luigi ended up going home in an ambulance because he's an idiot. So, I was on my way home when I bumped into a young ruffian called Aladdin, or rather, he bumped into me. He was on the run from someone or other, and hadn't been looking where he was going properly. Anyway, he must have been really lost, as I understand he was the Mega Drive version of Aladdin, and this was of course Nintendo Land, which you'd know if you'd been paying attention, given I've just come from playing soccer with Mario and Luigi in this story. So there I was, facing a character from a Sega game in a Nintendo landscape, and I said to him, "It's a small world, eh?" Which is the last thing you should say around anything Disney, because without a moment's notice we found ourselves on a river cruise being serenaded by animatronics. And I mean animatronics as in the singing, dancing robots that are glued to the spot, and not animatronic of Scissor Sisters fame. Do you remember them, the Scissor Sisters? They were big for a short time, but seem to have gone a bit quiet the past 15 years or more. Here at Off the Rails podcast, we like to have a laugh, and by we, I mean you and I, me and you, my Organauts, which moves us on very nicely to a bonus Listener's Whispers. Hi there, offrailgamer. I'm a long-time listener, first-time writer-inner. Or typer-inner, I should say, as I'm typing this to you on my home computer and not writing it with pen and paper like people used to do in the olden days. Like, talk about snail mail, right? Although I would have preferred to write you a letter if I knew where you live. We could be best friends, maybe. Anyway, I just wanted to sing you a song for the Off the Rails podcast anniversary episode, only the MP3 file I wanted to attach was too large to send, so maybe you can sing the following, but try to do it in my voice if you can, and imagine it's me that's singing it to you. Now listeners, I'm going to break from the letter here just for a second to let you know that this listener has actually just screenshot the lyrics to Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loco from Google and pasted it here. So, I'll ask you the favour of imagining me singing in the voice of the listener who wrote in. Anyway, back to the email. I can't believe you grew up playing the Sega Master System. That console is nearly 40 years old now, so I'd have to guess that makes you very old too. But that's okay because I'm nearly 27 and some of the people at work keep telling me that I'm no spring chicken anymore. Thank you for providing such high quality entertainment every week. I'll let you decide if that should sound sarcastic or not. Anyway, my name's Gemma, and you and your listeners just lost the game. Well, thank you for that lovely message there, and that came in from Gemma in South Shields. I am indeed very old nowadays, though not yet nearly as old as the Master System, which is a good bit my senior still, although it truly was the console I shared my earliest years with. And whilst you speak of snail mail in your note, I have to ask if you've ever played Snail Maze on the Master System. Unfortunately, I haven't, as mine came preloaded with motorcycle racing game Hang On instead. Hey, hang on! You just lost the game for me and all my Argonauts? I always ask that you try not to be too mean when writing in, so I'm sorry listeners if any of you had been keeping a record-breaking score in the game. Okay, I'll stop going on about it. Look, we've been doing things a little bit differently today, because this is a bonus episode and I didn't want it to feel like just any other show. But if you want to be like Gemma and get your message read out in the next Listener's Whispers, you can write to my email address offrailgamer@gmail.com. I've popped it in the podcast episode description for you, along with links to all my other socials, so it's all nice and easy to find. Folks, it's Saturday, and that means a new episode has just gone up over on YouTube. Or here on YouTube if you listen to Off the Rails on YouTube. We sadly concluded Atari April last weekend, but I've got a real cracker for you today with PS2 title Dog's Life. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you happen to live on the Isle of Wight, I think we might finally have found out who was behind all that funny business a few years back. And you'll just have to write in and ask what I'm on about if you want to know more on that story. Or just watch the episode, as I probably explain it there. Okay. I don't really know what we ought to be talking about this episode, so I think I'll take the opportunity to tell you about some games that I'm personally looking forward to. The first of which is called Forever Ago. I've mentioned this one before, I'm sure, but it's been stuck in development with no set release date for a few years now, so I want to do whatever I can to get people talking about it in the hope it won't be stuck in development limbo forever ago. It looks to have a similar art style to some other games I really love, including Lake and Road 96, and will see us take on the role of an elderly chap taking a cross-country trip in a camper van. It may not sound like much, but do try and look up the trailer as I think it looks to have a real charm. I'm also really looking forward to an incredibly gentle-looking game called Tiny Glade, in which there are no external threats. You'll just spend your time building old castle walls, either completing buildings or just designing ruins atop rolling hills. I don't know that there'll be a significant number of hours gameplay in this title, but it's one I can see myself putting on when I've got half an hour to kill and just want to get right into that chill zone. On Thursday, I gave mention to Stardew Valley again as I ran down my top 10 video games to date, and with that in mind, I've not forgotten the announcement of Concerned Ape's next game, Haunted Chocolatier. I don't really know too much about this one, other than that it will likely have the same art style as Stardew Valley, and instead of running a farm, we'll be playing as the owner of a chocolate shop. So there's 3 fairly cutesy, chill games that I'm looking forward to, but how about something a bit beefier? I haven't seen a great deal since the Xbox Developer Showcase a while back, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about the upcoming Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. When they revealed this one, it really did have the look of an Indiana Jones film. A good one, mind, not Crystal Skull. So anyway, this is one I will most definitely be saving up for when the release date gets announced. And with that, I can't think of much else to say. I was going to keep this episode short, but here we are. 1 year on from episode 1. I really want to thank everyone who has stuck with me. I'm planning to keep putting out fortnightly podcasts every other Thursday I should say, and it'll be swell if you'll continue to come along with me. If you know someone who might enjoy Off the Rails, please feel free to share it with them and we'll welcome them in. Otherwise, I'll just thank you for listening again, and until next time.